Welcome back to Abu Dhabi. We haven't really seen you much since your last fight. So for those straight out, like, what have you been up to the last year and a half since we last saw you fight?
Training, as usual. Training, a little bit enjoying, but mostly training. It's my last fight wasn't the best time for me to being to being in terms of lack of training, and now obviously I went back to the drawing board and I worked twice as hard.
Well, looking back, your last fight was in the peak of this pandemic era. I think it was one of the first few fights on this card. Going into that fight, looking back, was there just a lot of stuff going on outside of training in terms of like the world that maybe distracted you going into that fight? Maybe you just didn't have the best training camp, correct?
Yeah, obviously it's been really different. Last time it was all the problem in the world with the coronavirus virus and everything. But I made the best out of it. Also, everything was closed. I went by my way. I rented a small places, put some mat from my gym, and I trained over there with some of my guy. But this time it was way easier. Obviously, traveling was allowed for most of the people, and the camp was more easier this time.
And looking at this fight against Ankalaev, he's obviously a fighter that has a lot of hype right now. He's on a long win streak. So what do you make of his skills inside the octagon? Have you been impressed with what you've seen?
Yeah, obviously, he's a really tough guy. He's riding a 6-fight winning streak, and he's a little quiet as well because some people don't really know about him. But if you ask, people that know about fighting, they're really impressed. So obviously it's a good key also for me. It's somebody that I respect a lot because he's strong. He has a silent but strong guy, and obviously he's a really tough opponent.
He's not really known for his grappling. You obviously have a lot of knockout wins. He has a lot of knockout wins. Is this the type of fight that excites you, just going in there and just a stand-up war with someone that has such a high level striking?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a stand-up war. He's also have like a Greco background or something like that, but I don't think he's really using it. Probably going to be forced to use it in this fight, but it's not like that. I was talking earlier with somebody. Having knockout power is not the only thing that really matters. You have to welcome the fight, and he being kind of a counter striker, like walking back a lot. Not really engaging, I don't think he's going to really go into this deep water with me, as long as the blow are going to be trading, it's going to be totally different for him.
And then finally, can I just get your thoughts on the main event between Jan and Glover? Obviously, your weight class in a fight that I think a lot of fight fans are very happy to see between two high-level fighters that are also very friendly with one another.
I actually like both of them as well. My first fight in the UFC was when Jan got actually injured 2 weeks out of this fight, and I came in as a replacement. Glover he has been here for forever, so I also wish him the best. Obviously, got to be a winner, so we'll see about that on Saturday. I'll let the face decide. But I wish them good. It's also good to see that you can last that long inside this sport. This sport is actually really different than anything else. Like you actually mature. The more you grow older, you get more experience. You actually get better. Like it's like wine. It's the more time passes, the more you get good at because there is so much different discipline. It's not like only boxing or only wrestling. You also have to incorporate all of them, to be good, and sometimes it takes time. As long as you can as long as you can stay injury-free, you're good to go.
Hey Volkan, just curious, in today's mixed martial arts world, we get a lot of people who talk trash and try and build up fights that way. For you personally, is it nice to see a main event between two guys who are actually friendly with each other and it's just about the sport rather than the talk?
Yeah, talk is also good. Sometimes it depends what kind of talks. Some action, some friction into stare down. I don't really care. I also welcome that to see. Obviously not. I don't really do it myself. I don't really care about that. But it's good to see the sports, being also the main things that interest people. the matchup, the style, and the two warriors entering the octagon.
We have Yuri here as a backup for that main event in case anyone falls out. I'm curious, your opinion, who would he match up better with against in this main event?
For the main event, I think Blachowicz will be the tougher fight for him. Actually, Glover as well, you know, because Glover is like sometimes a zombie, you know. Sometimes he gets knocked down and keeps going for the takedown. Finally, get a lot of punishments. Finally, get the takedown as well. He's actually a really tough guy, but I think Blachowicz will be the tougher fight.
Thank you.
Hi, Volkan. The top of the division has reshaped a bit since you last fought. We have rise of Jiri Prohaska. We have also Rakic, who you won against. He's also up there. Do you have any plan, any steps that you know that you have to go to be back there again? Like not only this fight, but what to do next?
I mean, next, you know, the plan, long-term plan is the belt. You know, it's there is nothing else than that. You know, this is my main focus. You know, but the plan right now, and I'm not looking past that fight. You know, is Ankalaev. You know, and gotta win. You know, gotta win strong, gotta win impressive also as well. And then I'm gonna back to the title contention as well. You know, fighting a guy like that, you know, brings me again in the talk. You know, a big victory. Against this guy can bring me two fights close to the title.
Okay. And I'm just curious because in this division, in light heavyweight, we have people like Jan, like Glover, and I wonder, is it some kind of motivation to all the other fighters that you can see the guys that were really close, really on the edge of getting cut from the UFC even, now they are champions or they are fighting for championship. So is it some kind of motivation and a sign that it's never too late to get back on the track and fight for the belt?
For sure. Like I said before, also you get older, also it's good. I think there is the popular meme about Blachowicz. You know, he was like 2-4 in his last few fights in the UFC, and now, you know, he's riding a winning streak, being the champion. You see Charles Oliveira as well. Bisping was a champion also really late. You know, it's never too late unless you give up. You know, it's all about that. You gotta be here when the rewards are coming. You know, some people just give up before the rewards are coming, and they invest the time and money and efforts. And whenever the fame and everything comes, you know, whenever the goal is arriving for them, whatever it is, they disappear. You know, so you gotta be there when the rewards come.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Stand-up skills of Magomed Ankalaev and Alexander Rakic. So who possesses more danger in your opinion?
Rakic is a really fast guy, explosive, you know, cutting the distance as well, forward guy, and Ankalaev is actually more of a counter striker. So it's actually two different styles. I think Rakic is taller also a bit. It's actually hard to judge, you know. It's all about, I think, who's going to implement the game plan the best. I think both are really skilled kickboxers, but actually it's two different styles, you know, for me. So I cannot compare that too much. Rakic was actually a tough fight also as well, but Ankalaev right now maybe has a good winning streak, you know. It's different when you come and you're confident about your ability. You feel unstoppable, and you know that's also dangerous itself.